Welcome to the finals of YCS Las Vegas 2016. I'm Michael Kohanam. I'm here with Jerome McHale and Robert Boyajian in our final match, a Performapal mirror match between Adam Belahradsky, who we just saw win the last round on stream, against Manuel Lopez Marquez. The duel is already underway, so let's jump right into it. It looks like Belahradsky started off with Draco face-off. And Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, is the victor in the face-off, and he will have to decide whether to special summon it or place it in his Pendulum zone.
He summons it. Looks like he's got a Solemn in his hand as well. That's pretty good.
Yes, a Solemn Warning.
Painful Decision comes up next.
This is good. This sets up all of the Draco combos already.
Yes. So he sends Master Pendulum to his graveyard to add another copy from his deck to his hand with Painful Decision. We saw a lot of Painful Decision this weekend.
Yeah, it's a fantastic card. Lets you find the key Draco for all your combos. Helps you search for scales when you need them. Enables Dino Stir.
Yeah, so he summons Master Pendulum and then combines his two monsters, sending them to the extra deck to summon Dino Stir.
Then he adds Master Pendulum and Performpal Lizard Draw to his Pendulum zones. We'll let him Pendulum summon 3 monsters back. All 3 of the current Draco guys.
Pretty good first turn.
Assuming that's what he leaves it at.
So
yeah, no, he can go. He can Synchro Summon an Ignister, use Ignister to special summon another Master, overlay those 2 for a Magister, and then use the effect of Magister to special summon another guy. And because the Dinoster is yet to get back a monster,
yeah,
you can use that Dinoster as the last material.
Well, now he's brought back a monster with Dinoster. He brought back Master Pendulum. But yeah, he is nowhere near done. I think that's obvious. And before he ends his turn, we also know for sure that he will be setting that Solemn Warning in his hand. So this is a very good start for Belahradsky.
Yeah.
I'll bring up Marquez's hand in case you want to see it. He does have a solid hand, starting out with Draco face-off, but it doesn't look like he has an answer to Solemn Warning. It doesn't look like it's going to be nearly as crazy as Belahradsky's turn.
What could happen, though, is if he can't clear out his own Pendulum zones, he could be on the receiving end of a big Wavering Eyes.
I don't think so, because he will have Dinoster. So unless he's trying to overlay that for a Felgrand, the Wavering Eyes won't do very much.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and he has the Solemn Warning to back up the Dinoster.
Yeah, the Solemn Warning with Marquez having no way to destroy it is troublesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Belahradsky is just going through the motions because of how difficult all the additional restrictions are when you special summon Draco Slayers off of Dinoster, Magister, and Ascending, making sure that...
Now he goes double Dinoster just to make absolutely certain that he's not going to get hit by that big Wavering Eyes.
Hopefully... okay, this is fine.
Magister activates to summon back Luster Pendulum.
And then, and then he goes into Ignister. Yeah.
Wow. Look at all those Draco Slayers.
Does he have another Master Pendulum still in his deck? And Felgrand.
Yeah.
So that means he probably doesn't have another Master Pendulum. Yep.
That's insane.
Oh, he end phase. Okay.
And then obviously in his end phase he'll use his Magister Paladin's effect. I don't know what he's going to take here. Probably
Joker.
All right. Skullcrow back Joker, so that if something goes horribly wrong, if his Dinoster gets destroyed and then his Pendulum monsters in the zones get destroyed, he can still come back with Joker into Monkey Board into another Pendulum scale. So it's a very good first turn for Belahradsky.
I mean, all this takes is some spell and trap card removal from Lopez, and he's in the game.
Yeah, Raigeki would be fantastic here, but he doesn't have it.
Oh, no. All he needs is anything to destroy the Solemn Warning.
Spell and trap would that would also be good.
Yeah, he just needs to destroy that, and then he can probably make a comeback.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that either.
Yeah, but he actually might just be able to push... No, that's 2-5. The issue is that he doesn't have any high scales, right? Is Guiding Ariadne a 5 or a 3 scale?
It's a 3, I think.
Yeah, if it's a 3 scale, then he is stuck strictly on lower scales.
No, but even if he does successfully complete the Pendulum scales, if he Pendulum summons, he'll lose out to Warning.
Correct. Well, by using Draco face-off first, he can normal summon and try to bait out the Warning with a with whatever monster he gets off Draco's face-off plus the monster. And you're basically just trying to grind through the back row before you
Okay,
pendulum summon.
so you think he is going to make a synchro summon for the pendulum summon?
Like an XC summon more so.
Or an XC summon, or some sort of summon that will force out the Solemn Warning or otherwise threaten the Solemn Warning?
Yes, but the issue is that he still doesn't have the high scale.
Right.
So that's the big problem, because even if he would have hit Luster Pendulum there and gotten a high scale, he would have lost out on the monster from Draco Face-Off, which is the important part to grind through the trap card before you can kill the Dinosaur and Wavering Eyes.
Right. Performpal Pendulum Sorcerer has a pendulum scale of 2, while Guiding Ariadne and Vector Pendulum each have a pendulum scale of 3. And as you mentioned before, Wavering Eyes will not help him here with Dinosaur on the field.
I mean, yeah, even actually if he was able to destroy the trap card and go through, the Felgrand's going to stop anything that could probably kill the Dinosaur. 2950 is just the highest stat, right?
Although I guess he could Wavering Eyes 2 of his own pendulum scales, right, to search for
correct, but then
a card.
I don't think that's enough to get back in the game. I think what he needs to do to get back in the game is going to be a Wavering Eyes for 4, but I don't think he's going to be able to manage that. Between Felgrand and the Solemn Warning, this might be a pretty quick game 1.
Okay, so he looks like he's normal summoning a Vector Pendulum to pair with his Vector Pendulum that was summoned with Draco Face-Off, right? Correct. So he'll be combining them into most likely something that's supposed to bait out the Solemn Warning.
There's not a whole lot rank 4 that does that.
Yeah, the issue is that Felgrand makes it so you can hold that Solemn Warning for a Pendulum Summon, so I doubt we'll see Belahradsky use the Solemn Warning.
Yeah, you're right. It's...
Yeah, he has to summon something that somehow threatens to deal with Dinosaur, or, well, you could technically summon anything that threatens to deal with Felgrand, right? Because at that point you need Solemn Warning as well. But the issue is there's no rank 4 that really does that Felgrand can't stop. He doesn't use... what's that? Oh no, Diamond Crown Queen doesn't even work, right? Because Felgrand can negate it. There's no 4 that has a stat enough high enough to just destroy the Felgrand by battle.
I mean there is, but I don't think it can attack.
Okay.
Can we look up Crazy Box?
Oh,
We
that is.
could look up Crazy Box. That's a fun card.
It's always a good time to look up Crazy Box.
So what he could have done is summon Crazy Box, activate its effect, made Belahradsky so scared that he negates it with Felgrand and then attack with the Crazy Box.
I highly doubt Crazy Box is there.
So
in his
instead,
extra deck.
he's summoning Diamond Direwolf.
Okay, so this is a card that...
Is substantially less crazy.
Yeah.
It's not
It's not
nearly as
box-like
crazy.
And it's going to be negated by Felgrand, which keeps the Solemn in play.
Yep.
Takes a look at the Wavering Eyes and the Solemn.
So he's evaluating his options, of which there aren't many. I mean, he could Wavering Eyes. I don't know. He could place the Pendulum Sorcerer and the Guarding Ariadne in the Pendulum Zone and then use Wavering Eyes. He would get a counter trap card, and he would get a Pendulum Monster from his deck. He can get Monkey Board and complete the Pendulum Scales.
And then he just loses out to the Solemn Warning.
He does lose out to Solemn Warning, which he doesn't know Belahradsky has. So I think this actually is his best hope of winning, so he has to make this play. We know that it's going to backfire horribly when all of the cards he intends to Pendulum Summon go to the graveyard as a result of Solemn Warning, but I think this is his only play.
You're right.
Yeah, he really has no choice here.
For a second there, I thought he was going to put the Ariadne down and just set Solemn and see if he can play it for free.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that gets you anywhere.
No.
It won't.
It gets you to game 2.
All roads lead to game 2.
Yeah.
Just some of them faster than others.
And you're usually a little happier sometimes than others, so...
So yeah, so he's doing that play. That looks like his only real option, but we know it's not going to work.
Yeah, he's going to resolve Ariadne here. Probably reveal a few strikes, yep.
Getting the strike.
So for anyone wondering, the reason Belahradsky's pendulum scales were not destroyed is because of Dynastar Power, the mighty Draco Slayer, which protects them. With only 2 destroyed, he only gets the Wavering Eyes effect for up to 2 destroyed.
Activates Monkey Board. Uses Monkey Board to go and get another card. Goes Lizard Draw. And then he's going to attempt his Pendulum Summon. And
So I think he has to attempt to summon as many Pendulum monsters as possible. That's really the only way that he has any hope.
Pendulum tries to bring back 3.
And that's where the Solemn Warning
they're
just
all
ends
gone.
it.
Yeah. The Ariadne still triggers though, right?
It does. So
Oh,
we
that's
get another
interesting.
counter trap.
Yeah, but I still don't think that'll be enough. The counter traps aren't going to do very much.
Interesting. Guarding Ariadne is not even a once per turn effect.
Nope.
So,
People used to use it
Yeah.
with Luster,
Luster
Pendulum.
Pendulum.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's cool, but unfortunately all of these reactive counter trap cards won't do anything to a field of 3 powerful Ixies and fusion monsters.
How full is Belahradsky's extra deck? He has at least Luster Pendulum in it, right?
It's like a pile of Draco Slayers.
Yeah,
This is probably done.
He has a lot there, but we know that, I mean, he also knows none of them are actually going to make it to the field
His
because
strike,
of the counter
strike,
traps.
scolding?
Yeah.
Man.
Destroys Lizard Draw to get one last draw.
Arching Eccentric.
Archfiend Eccentric.
What he needed before. Because
Yeah.
if he would have found that,
One card earlier, that would have...
yeah, that would have probably won the game.
Yeah, yeah. That could have destroyed the Solemn Warning and allowed him to actually complete the pendulum.
Especially
summon.
based on how
Successful.
Belahradsky had responded to all of that. But actually, no, because he needed to use his normal summon to make the Diamond Dire Wolf, so he wouldn't have been able to even normal summon the Archfiend Eccentric. He would have had to use it as a scale to destroy the Solemn Warning and
Yeah.
go like that route.
But
Yeah.
he would have been able to just keep
That
the
would have
4
gotten his
monsters that
pendulum
made it to the
summon through at
field.
least.
Yeah, but I was more so, I was going back to the Wavering Eyes thing, I guess. Skullcrab Joker gets normal summon.
why not? Belahradsky throws down Pendulum, or Performapal Skullcrab Joker. Let's get a Sorcerer.
You know what card I am very sad to not see play anymore because of Pendulums is Torrential Tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is...
Can't really, overextending does not matter nearly as much as it used to.
Yeah.
Activates Magister Paladin.
Okay, so he has more than enough. He can Ignister before anything, which is
Right.
super powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to get
First
struck
Solemn Strike.
for 1,500. It's at 65. And part of the thing with Solemn Scolding is it just costs so much
Yeah.
that you might just get blasted anyways, even if you negate everything he does this turn.
For him to activate all 3 of his back rows would cost him 6,000 life points.
Go down to 2,000,
Yeah.
which is about the same or less than the attack of many of these monsters.
Yeah, I think he has
Yeah.
to strike here, right? There's no...
Oh, yeah. This is a he just pendulum summoned
Yeah.
too, right? Yeah.
Was this the Pendulum Summon, or is he using Dynastar?
I believe
This
it
is-
was 2. It was
This is Pendulum Summon for
because-
Master and Luster. And then
Yeah.
what's going to happen is if he strikes, he can still use Dynastar to special summon back the Luster, still threatening another Ignister summon.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to Synchro there for Ignister, Lopez is forced to use Scolding.
But
and
that's
then
irrelevant because the Felgrand will destroy Diamond Dire Wolf and Skullcrowback Joker will take out the rest of his life points.
Right.
well,
He's
no,
not going to have
he's,
another ones left. So he Synchro Summons for Ignister.
So there
That
goes
gets
the
struck.
strike.
And now he has to pay 3,000 more to counter whatever the next move is.
yeah.
So-
No, I understand that.
So he's...
That was actually really heads up. Rather striking the Ignister rather than the Pendulum Summon, because this means they can't use Dynastar to bring back the Luster Pendulum to threaten another Ignister. I'll bite.
Oh, that's a good play.
Yeah, I'll bet the
You're
Luster
right.
Pendulum is in the extra deck for him to Pendulum Summon next turn. He's probably not... He needs to win on his following turn or do something crazy on his following turn to win anyway, so... He just needs to live this turn, basically, and hope.
Yeah, that's all it takes. A hope and a top deck.
Yeah.
And we saw him do.
Yeah, that's what we saw last
Yeah,
time
we saw
around.
Belahradsky win that way last time. Let's see if his opponent this round is going to return that favor.
800 from Divine Dragonite Felgrand over Diamond Direwolf. 18 from Skullcrab Joker. That's 26. And another 2,000 from Dynaster is 4,600 off of his 5,000.
Interesting. So he used Master Pendulum to destroy Monkey Board with his Pendulum effect. That might actually, yeah, that could actually help him. Since
Well, you can't, like, there's so many good ways to not get punished for it via either Pendulum Sorcerer or Dynaster that you kind of use it more as a trap card a lot of the time, which is very weird. Just like its existence makes it so people have to play in a certain way, but how good it is now versus how good it was before is very different because of how much more often we're seeing Dynaster.
yes, I unfortunately do not have the match history for Belahradsky's second duel. I can only confirm that he went undefeated in second day rather. I can only confirm that he went undefeated in day one.
Got it. So Marquez starts off with Luster Pendulum and Guiding Ariadne, and then destroys Guiding Ariadne to get another one with Luster Pendulum, which also gets him a counter trap, in this case Solemn Strike. That's an old school play, pre-adjusted list.
Yeah.
People are trying that.
Well, it was very good because right here, if you followed it up, if you had a Pendulum Sorcerer in your hand, you could scale the Ariadne, Pendulum Summon the Sorcerer,
Right.
like shoot both your scales, get another trap. It was just so powerful.
Still, he's got 2 Solemn Strikes here in his opening hand.
Yeah, so he has a very good hand, especially going first.
Okay, I just found out Adam Belahradsky did not go undefeated. He lost either round 10 or 11.
After
I'm not
round
sure
11.
which, but he
Okay.
ended with 30 points after Swiss. The only
Okay.
undefeated was Ed Elton Asception.
At Deception?
Yeah,
Oh.
Ed Asception.
He's kind of a regular in day 2 of YCS.
Yeah,
He's around quite a bit.
He's been around for a long time. He always does something. He usually has a cool deck. More recently, less cool, but he's always putting up some performance here and there.
He's always asked.
He's playing Monarchs last time, right, at the UDS?
I believe so. However, I cannot.
He's always asking
No,
for feature
don't recall.
matches. I should probably cover him a little more.
I don't think that's the only thing that gets you featured, is asking until it doesn't stop.
It's these repeat performances plus the asking plus the fact that he's a nice guy that you're probably going to give him some features.
Yes, he is a nice guy in every interaction I've had with him.
Yeah.
Vector Pendulum and Guiding Ariadne are Pendulum summoned here. Marquez makes a check with his extra deck. Looking to see what he wants to summon with these two. The summon for Magister Paladin. And he's going to set his 2 Solemns, which can be played for free. Thanks to Guiding Ariadne.
However, so it's 2 Solemn Strikes or 2 Solemn Scoldings?
2 strikes.
Both strikes.
Which loses out to Wavering Eyes pretty badly, and Belahradsky has it in his hand. If he has just 2 Pendulum Monsters, I think that we have a YCS champion.
Wait, Belahradsky does not have Wavering Eyes,
Are you
right?
sure?
He's got Unexpected Die, actually.
Oh.
It sounds a little like Wavering Eyes.
No, I guess when I saw it, I thought
Oh,
it
it
was
looks a
Wavering
lot
Eyes the
like
whole time.
Wavering
Yeah.
Eyes, actually, on the camera.
Yeah.
Activates Unexpected Die.
This is
Special
much less
summons
exciting
a
now.
level 4 normal monster.
This was
From your
unexpected.
deck. Gets Master Pendulum.
Upstart Goblin. Dig for Wavering Eyes, come on.
He picks up another normal monster.
This Pendulum Sorcerer, I'm really excited about, just because if Belahradsky can, this is a little, if he can resolve Pendulum Sorcerer, and I see him choose Guitar Lizard Draw over like Monkey Board Skullcrab Joker or something, I would be so proud. Because I just want to see him dig for that Wavering Eyes and try to win this game right now.
I think
I don't think you go for style points in this case. I think
No,
he
I
has
don't
a
think
very
it's
good
style. I
chance
think
of
that's
otherwise.
it's like a calculated.
Yeah,
you
Calculated
don't
risk?
even get punished that bad.
I think even being able to use Pendulum Sorcerer successfully this turn is a
Yeah,
pipe
it's-
dream here.
I mean, he can grind through at least a little bit because he had an unexpected die. Unexpected die is very important going second because much like Jacob face-off, it allows you to perform a special summon before you pendulum summon, so it gives you access to an Exceeds that can grind through a back row.
That is true, and that would work had he only had Manuel Lopez Marquez only had one Solemn Strike. But with two there, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Summons both and then tributes them
For Dynastar.
for Dynastar.
We've seen a lot of Dynastars this weekend.
Checks to see how many cards are still there in the extra deck.
He has to strike this, right? Because if he strikes the pendulum summon, then Belahradsky can use Dynastar to get back the Master Pendulum.
That is true, although then he can strike the
effect
Dynastar.
of the Dynastar.
So
it's
I don't know if
basically
it
the
really
same
matters,
thing.
yeah.
Well, the difference is then you would get around like Dynastar being properly special summoned, I guess. So like the only thing
that
you're
is
really playing
true.
around is Soul Charge.
That is
After
true.
it's the second sorcerer.
That could end
Yeah.
up being relevant.
Yeah, he knows he has strike, right? He searched it with Guiding Ariadne. So
Yes.
should be at least a little conservative with
So
his pendulum summon.
so he chooses
Pendulum summons
two. Okay, I like that play. It's enough to force out the Solemn Strike, but not more than he
Then he
needs.
And he pays 0 for it.
Do you think it was better to just pendulum summon the sorcerer there, though? Like,
Only the Sorcerer?
no. Just pendulum summon the two non-sorcerers, the Draco Slayer and the Draco Overlord, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to make an Exceed, which is going to get striked anyway, right?
Right.
And then you get to keep the sorcerer for a pendulum summon next turn, rather than having the Vector in your extra deck, because Vector is like much less impressive than both Master and Sorcerer, but you want the Master in the grave for your Dynastar.
Could have done that.
Marquez is pondering his Guiding Ariadne and decides to destroy it with Luster Pendulum to go get the third. See whether or not he has enough counter traps left here. Takes a look. There's 1 Solemn Scolding, 2 Solemn Strike, and 3 Solemn Warning.
Oh, so there's a real choice here.
He's got a full suite.
Yeah, I think you just give him either Strike or Scolding.
Probably Scolding, right, to pair. Since he already has a face down, maybe they'll get lucky.
Yeah, no, the issue is that like the life points from Scolding actually don't matter that much, and he's probably
Yeah.
just going to strike first anyway. So maybe you don't give him Scolding, you just give him Strike because it's like a redundant piece.
Well, does Belahradsky know that Marquez's face down card is a strike? He's already used one.
Well, I guess he doesn't, but based
Yeah.
on what he revealed, maybe because it
He
seems like
searched 2, didn't he? He searched with both.
Oh yeah, you're
Guiding Ariadne.
Yeah, no.
Did he? So he does
Yeah,
know.
he should know
All
what
right.
it is.
So
I think regardless, even if you don't know,
Yeah.
when your opponent reveals only one strike and reveals Scolding instead,
Yeah.
I think that implies, oh well, if I didn't know, now I do.
these are not just mind games.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
gives
no,
him the second
definitely
strike.
not, because you don't want the Scolding. It's okay to show them
Yeah.
cards that you do want, but
Yeah.
you don't just take a card away that you would want and replace it with Scolding.
Well, he gave him the strike, right?
Yep, and he activates Archfiend Eccentric to blast that Solemn. And
that's it.
Belahradsky has had enough.
Wow.
Yep.
He doesn't even wait to see what else was going to happen.
But now, like a lot of the times, you do use Wavering Eyes in this way, just sort of as like a search effect for your limited cards.
Performapal Skullcrabat Joker is the choice. He normal summons it and uses it to get Monkey Board.
And because he has that guitar, he's going to get a draw here too. So that means he gets to find Pendulum Sorcerer. His hand is fantastic now.
Yes.
Because he drew that Guitardle, it let him make it so this monkey board can search a Pendulum Sorcerer.
Ooh, draws Luster Pendulum.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that Wavering Eyes really opened things up.
No, now his hand's perfect. Like he gets to find Pendulum Sorcerer with monkey board. Did he just not search for?
He hasn't done it yet. He can do it anytime this turn.
That's interesting that he didn't choose to get Pendulum Sorcerer to
right
destroy
away.
his own scales. You know. And now he's gonna do it.
He could. He still hasn't used Monkey Board,
Yeah,
right?
he just activated it.
Unless there's a Ghost Ogre.
Oh,
but
he was
there's
playing
not.
around Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. That is
Yeah.
so heads up.
So there is no Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. You can see the cards in Manuel Lopez Marquez's hand on the
Wow.
screen.
Yeah, no, I thought that was an error at first, but like if he did that to play around Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, then Belahradsky might just really deserve to win this tournament. Because that is some restraint that we rarely see.
Looks like he's deciding how he wants to combine his pendulum monsters here. Sends Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, and Skullcrabat to the graveyard for Ignister Prominence. Prominence, special summons, another Master Pendulum from the deck. And
See, this-
Ignister, by the way, these only get Draco Slayers, so
Correct.
Vector Pendulum not useful here.
Correct. Yeah. It used to be where you had to pendulum summon Sorcerer as often as you can to destroy your scales to
Right.
protect against Wavering Eyes, but now with Dinoster, we see that that's never the case, or rarely the case now.
Attaches from Magister Paladin to special summon back Luster Pendulum.
And then he can contact Fuse here for Dinoster and then use the Dinoster to get back that Master Pendulum that he just attached.
And this all looks shockingly familiar to me.
Yep.
It certainly does.
I think there's one extra card here
Oh, jeez.
that wasn't there before.
He's going to make a Divine Dragon Knight Felgram, but this does open up to Wavering Eyes. This is last card Scolding? Okay,
Yeah,
so
last
that's
card.
why
His
he
last
did
card
it.
is Golding.
Yeah. He's doing it because he knows he's safe against Wavering Eyes with Scolding. However, it's a little risky because if they have Archfiend Eccentric
Eccentrics,
plus Wavering Eyes or MST plus Wavering Eyes, all these cards are played in multiples, so.
We know that he does have Mystical Space Typhoon in his hand.
All right, well, a Wavering Eyes
So
and
maybe he'll draw the Wavering Eyes. But in the end phase, he's going to add Archfiend Eccentric to his hand with
Magister.
Magister Paladin.
Yeah, Lopez's hand isn't bad either. He has Guitar on Monkey Board, so he can definitely get going. And he drew Maxi a turn late, as it usually appears.
As always.
Yeah, at
But what
least
that
it's not-
does mean is that if he breaks through this field, he can really start going off. But
Yeah, if he breaks through this field, he can at least keep Belahradsky down.
and this field isn't even really that impressive, right? Like, it's just Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand after you deal with the back row.
Right. Making the Xyz monster there is actually the only thing that's giving him a chance, isn't it? Because if he can't get rid of all of these.
Yeah, it's just the issue that, like, Felgrand is... It's not easy to deal with, right? But it's not the most difficult. And sometimes leaving Ignister plus Dinoster is more difficult to deal with than a single Felgrand.
You can just attack a Felgrand if you can get
Exactly,
Ignister out.
yeah. Whereas if Ignister or Dinoster live for a turn, they threaten to get more Draco Slayers, and that's how we've seen this deck just snowball out of control every game.
So he activates Guitardle, puts Monkey Board in his other Pendulum Zone, uses Guitardle's effect to draw one card.
And he's going to get a search as well. Looks like he picked up a Performapal there.
Looked like Lizard Draw.
Is it
but
Lizard Draw?
Can't say for sure.
Does he play Silver Claw? No, it is Lizard Draw.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to activate Monkey Board now. Gets the search.
Just suppose he'll take a Skullcrow back Joker.
Yep, it's the bottom card of his deck.
At first, I was considering like whether or not he should have Ignistered. He could have Ignistered his own. He could have destroyed his Guitars, shuffled back his Monkey Board, and then used the Ascending Draco Slayer during end phase to search Monkey Board,
Monkey Board back.
which might have been cool because it also plays around Wavering Eyes, right?
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
But at the same time, like this guarantees that he can Pendulum Summon next turn. It's sort of the same
Yeah.
because this guarantees the scales next turn, much like searching Monkey Board does. But I guess it's different against Wavering Eyes. That's the big deal.
Yeah, it really depends how cautious he wants to be.
Yeah, and searching Archfiend Eccentric is also really important sometimes because even if he has Monkey Board, like he can still lose out to a strike if his board goes away. Lopez is thinking
Searching
really
with his
hard.
Monkey Board now. It's either Pendulum Sorcerer or Skullcrabat Joker. Those seem to be the choices he's narrowed it down to.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
Take
Well, I guess it
Sorcerer.
depends on the rest of his hand.
He's got Vector Pendulum in his hand, along with Maxi and Lizard Draw and Solemn Warning.
Yeah, so his hand is actually not that great, but it's good enough where I think he might still come out. If he can clear Felgrand, that's what. So what he has to do is figure out the best way to clear Felgrand away, and if he can do that, then he has Solemn Warning plus Maxi, which is definitely going to be a beating. But
Now, he has no way to clear Felgrand without Pendulum Summoning, and if he Pendulum Summons the Sorcerer, Felgrand can negate its effect, right?
correct, but then he still can make a Xyz. Like he can Pendulum Summon for 2. Okay, if Felgrand negates the Pendulum Source, then he can make an Xyz that deals with Felgrand.
That is true. He would be able to do that.
It's just the issue of dealing with Felgrand plus Magister, because even if you Like, yeah, I think what's going to happen is he's going to Pendulum Summon 2. Felgrand might negate something, or Felgrand's either going to negate the Pendulum Sorcerer, and then he's going to be forced to Xyz to deal with the Felgrand. But then Belahradsky still has Magister plus, yeah.
Okay, so yes, he Pendulum Summon for 2, and Felgrand negates the effect of Pendulum Sorcerer. Let's bring up Felgrand so everyone can see it.
Yeah, he just has to push a little bit, clear something, and then set his trap and kind of hope that's enough. But the issue is I don't think he can clear Magister and Felgrand.
No, that seems very unlikely.
Magister special summons
Seems impossible.
Yeah, he can't get the scales away either. And Marquez goes to his extra deck. He's looking at Magister Paladin. He doesn't have a Draco Slayer Pendulum monster, so he cannot get Dynaster. Looks at King of the Feral Imps. This is a very difficult decision. This is the final game of the match.
Yeah.
A mistake here and it's just done.
Yeah.
He's looking at Castel.
I think Castel's the right choice because Castel's the only one who can guarantee clear something.
So
the bigger question is whether you clear Magister.
Yeah, that was my question. So do you just get rid of Felgrand and attack over the Master?
Well, you can't attack with a Magister, right? Because it has big defense.
The Master.
The Master.
Oh, the Master.
The Master.
Oh, my bad.
He just comes back, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
destroying it doesn't really do anything. I think
Yeah.
it might actually be right to Castel the Magister and then attack over the Master because...
And leave him with Felgrand?
Yeah, because the Magister threatens to get Luster Pendulum back before any Pendulum summons. So it could deal with Solemn Warning or whatever in that way. So, like, you could just leave him with Felgrand and Solemn Warning to Solemn Warning his Pendulum summon, but because even though he searched Archfiend Eccentric, he still has scales. So it has to be normal summoned, right? There's no way for it to use its spell effect.
Yeah, so he is going to summon Castel, but it remains to be seen which monster he's going to clear with it. He does.
Lopez received a warning for
Sound like
playing a
slow
little
play.
too slow, yeah.
Okay, so it remains to be seen. Well, so he does have a solemn warning for Belahradsky's next Pendulum Summon. He does not have, and Belahradsky does not have a solemn warning or any solemn counter trap for Manuel Lopez Marquez's next Pendulum Summon. So you might be right, sending the Magister Paladin back to the extra deck and just letting the Felgrand sort of hang out there because it's not really applying pressure to the solemn warning and forcing its activation might be the right move here.
Yeah,
It looks like Belahradsky's trying to convince him to concede by pointing out all the stuff that he still has next turn.
Yeah, I think Belahradsky actually, because even if he does do that line, right, and he gets rid of the Magister and sets Solemn Warning, and Solemn Warning is like, Belahradsky doesn't have to Pendulum Summon that much.
Yeah, and
Lopez doesn't have an extra deck full of Pendulums, and he's almost out of cards, even though he has scales completed.
Yeah, that is true.
He sends back
So he is
Magister.
going to send back the Magister. He does still have to deal with Felgrand at some point, but he decides, I'll deal with it later.
Yeah, surprisingly, unlike Magister, though, Felgrand is not a must-answer threat.
Yeah, because it's not applying pressure every turn, necessarily. It's more of a reactive card to negate the effects of the opponent's monsters or protect your own from card effects.
And he sets Lizard Draw before ending.
Let's see here. He draws
Draws.
Scolding.
He drew Strike.
That's less exciting. If he drew Scolding, then I would really think that like that guarantees that he has an out to even Wavering Eyes.
Now he Pendulum summons two.
Eccentric and Joker.
See, this is the conservative Pendulum
Yeah,
summon
that was a
line where,
really
like,
good Pendulum summon, because that actually makes it tough to decide whether or not to Solemn
Yeah.
Warning.
Well, it's because Belahradsky realizes he's so far ahead on resources. Like,
Yeah.
all those cards in his extra deck are real cards.
Yeah, you don't want, right here, you don't want to Pendulum summon the maximum amount. He had 4 cards, right, that he conceivably could have Pendulum summoned. You don't want to lose all of them to the warning and then have no follow-up on your next turn. while your opponent still has access to his extra deck for pendulum summoning.
Yeah.
Loses 2 to the warning instead.
So that's obviously a lot better.
How Lopez wins this game is just drawing Wavering Eyes.
Yeah.
If he draws Wavering Eyes, it's just done.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
accurate.
basically it.
So,
You can see his extra deck there. He has, looks like nothing in his extra deck.
not a
So he's
Wavering
picked
Eyes.
up another trap.
Belahradsky sets Solemn Strike, and then Lopez draws, looks like a Solemn Strike, right? Might be a Solemn Scolding.
I believe it's strike.
It is a strike.
Well, that strike will keep him in the game for another turn, though, because that will prevent a pendulum summon.
That's true. It'll hit the last 2 monsters.
So when do you
Yeah,
use
sure.
Max C in this case? Do you use that as a defender, or? I mean, I just see that Belahradsky picked up Unexpected
Unexpected
Die, which could help him dig a bit.
I mean, in terms of maxi usage, it's kind of to the point where you might as well set it, but I'm not sure. Maybe you just hold in your hand and hope your opponent does something where they can special something small once, like Unexpected Die here, where you're just cycling the maxi for a card, right?
Right.
And try to dig for that Wavering Eyes.
So check out what happened there. Solemn Strike hit the last 2 of 4 pendulum monsters that were in the extra deck. So Belahradsky played very well, obviously actually getting rid of 2 strikes, where another player might have actually lost all 4 to 1 strike.
He's
So,
only got 1 out, right? It's just Wavering.
Well, he's slow rolling.
let's see.
Picks up
the Pendulum
Pendulum
Monster.
Monster.
I thought it was a spell, but only the bottom half was.
Yep, half of it.
Well, you weren't wrong.
Not exactly right either. And yeah,
So yeah, with Master Pendulum and Max C, I don't think you can do anything.
Because he doesn't want to get the Pendulum Sorcerer off the field. He definitely loses in that case.
yeah, I think this is kind of right on the wall. He still has Archfiend Eccentric in his hand, right? So like he can,
Yeah.
Belahradsky does, yes.
yeah. So he has the Exiled Force-esque effect to clear away a defending monster, and Felgrand's probably just going to come in.
Pendulum summons the
Lizard Draw.
Lizard Draw.
All right.
Normal summon.
Yeah, this is the final push. Like, are your back rows bluffs? They probably aren't, but I'm not going to win even if they are. So
Yeah. Even if they are bluffs.
yeah,
So-
I might as well try.
Yeah.
This is just playing to win. Like, oh well, this is the one way I can sort of. Oh, maybe
Attacks
not.
the Sorcerer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's just going through the motions at this point.
Well, no, attacking the Sorcerer is interesting because that lets him pendulum summon next turn and just gain him more cards.
Yeah.
Like, he can pendulum summon the Sorcerer, just destroy Monkey Board, search like a Lizard Draw, and that's 2 free cards.
Yeah, but I think he's resigned to his
Yeah.
defeat. I don't think it matters.
Pendulum summons both Eccentric and Sorcerer. And he looks at his Max C and he's like, yeah, I've never really found a good time to use this.
Yeah.
And that's
gonna
it.
reveal it. And that's the end of the duel. Adam Belahradsky wins in the finals and has become the champion of YCS Las Vegas 2016 with his Performapals.